They live, we sleep, says the famous quote from the movie They Live by John Carpenter. This is one of the most favorite movies of all conspiracy theorists. For centuries now, it is believed that all power of the world is in the hands of 5 families, which have marked the US politics. There are also stories that not more than 200 families rule Bosnia and Herzegovina, Croatia, and Serbia. In the USA, this number is reduced to 5. They are the most powerful, the wealthiest, and the scapegoats for all theories of conspiracy theorists, and they are those who tailor the global policy. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Wealthy. Today, we're going to share with you the names of 5 families and tell you exactly how they control how the world is run. So without further ado, let's dive in. 5. Rothschild Dynasty. With a call that pops up in almost each conspiracy theorist out there, it's no wonder that the Rothschilds could emerge as in this list. Whether they may be answerable for assassinating JFK to make sure he failed to invade Cuba and consequently break the money-making sugar marketplace, to having secretly financed 9/11 on behalf of the extraterrestrial beings from Zeti Reticuli, so they may consume our brains. If there may be a conspiracy principle out there, possibilities are the Rothschilds are on the center of it. For a long time now, the Rothschild family is considered the wealthiest family in the world. It is estimated that they weigh $500 billion, and some estimates claim that they manage with 100 trillions of financial power. In the 60s of the 18th century, Mayor Amschel Rothschild sent out 5 of his sons to 5 financial centers, so they could be on all most important places of world finances. The 19th century was crucial for this family because they strengthened their global power by financially aiding the main and most powerful monarchies and authorities on all conflicting sides. Nowadays, conspiracy theorists claim that the Rothschild family controls the world through the US Central Bank and Federal Reserve. Theories say that the founder of Fed, Paul Warburg, is actually the agent of the Rothschild family. 4. Rockefeller Dynasty. In the 70s of the 19th century, John D. Rockefeller founded the Standard Oil Company. It was the biggest oil company in the world at the time, and Rockefeller was worth more than $400 billion. Already then, he was one of the wealthiest men in the world, and Theodore Roosevelt warned Rockefeller that he is creating an invisible authority. The Rockefellers helped the construction of the UN, and they founded Bilderberg, where the most powerful people of the world would meet once a year. Conspiracy theorists like to believe that the Rockefellers now act in secret through oil companies such as ExxonMobil and BP, and banks such as Chase Manhattan Bank. 3. Morgan family. The Morgans were friends of the Rockefellers. John Pierpont Morgan borrowed 100 tons of gold to the US authorities during the bank crisis in 1893. That's how they came to control the gold in the USA, and then they started financing companies such as AT&T, General Electric, and others. For a while, the Morgans also financed Nikola Tesla's research. The Morgans were always friends with the US Ministry of Finance, and many people claim that precisely Morgans were those who forced the USA to participate in the First World War to protect the loans they gave to Russia and France earlier. P. Morgan Jr. borrowed $500 million to the USA, and he took 1% of provision for everything that his company sold to the US Army. Conspiracy theorists believe that the Morgans prompted the Japanese to attack on Pearl Harbor by promising the division of profits. Today, the Morgans still own the biggest family reserve of gold, and allegedly it is connected by a tunnel with the New York branch of the US Central Bank. 2. DuPonts. Sired by a way of means of a French immigrant who immigrated into the USA with inside the 18s, the DuPont-owned circle of relatives has constructed an empire primarily based totally on manufacturing and the distribution of commercial chemical compounds and Navy munitions. Initially organized the own circle of relatives businesses, a gunpowder manufacturer, DuPont fast have become the most important dealer of gunpowder to the US Navy. Irénée DuPont was the son of a French immigrant. He has gained his wealth after founding a gunpowder factory in Delaware. His family grew roots in the U.S. high politics after they allegedly ensured the U.S. purchase of the territory of Louisiana from Napoleon in 1803. By the beginning of the First World War, the company DuPont produced 40% of the world explosives, and during the Second World War, they participated in the project of construction of the American nuclear bomb. Some believe that the DuPont family influenced the US authorities to such extent that they were the only reason why the use of marijuana and production of industrial hemp were banned, all with the aim of protecting the production of nylon, one of the most important products of the DuPont company. Today, this company is one of the biggest world producers of the GMO seeds, and they are the founders of the Doomsday Treasury, where samples of all plants are preserved so that the mankind could plant them again after the apocalypse. 1. Bush family. The Bush family is a political dynasty that gave 2 presidents of the USA. It all started with the Prescott Sheldon Bush in 1895. He became a member of Yale group Skull and Bones, and allegedly, this Bush was behind the failed military coup in 1933, which was aimed at taking power away from Franklin Roosevelt. During the Second World War, Bush was the head of the Union Banking Corp, the bank which was eventually impounded due to proven business connections with the Nazis. Prescott's son, George H.W. Bush, became the president of the U.S. during the 80s of the last century, and his grandson, George W. Bush, was a 2-term U.S. president. They both launched conflicts with Iraq in which companies such as Halliburton or KBR, which are linked to the Bush family, generated enormous profit. The Bush family is considered the most powerful family in U.S. politics, and they have an exorbitant amount of money in banking and oil sectors.